born in Manchester, but I grew up in Kingston. I went to I started grade 1 in Kingston, so I consider myself as being from Kingston. Did high school in Kingston, came to the US for college. I just finished my second year, so I'm going into third year now as a biomedical sciences and criminology major at the University of South Florida. I want to study forensics. So I kind of merged the two majors because they didn't have forensics at the campus that I study. So, yeah.
Okay. Nice, nice. So, did you always wanted to study in the US?
Yes, actually, growing up, I always wanted to study in the US, but the older I became, the more it seemed like it wasn't feasible because, of course, international students have to pay like a much larger amount of money for tuition than students who are from the US. So that's a big issue, and as it pertains to scholarships as well. Um, like most of the scholarships I was looking for school, one of the requirements was to be a US citizen or resident, which I'm neither. So that was also a challenge for me too. So no. A matter of fact, I remember when it was around Cape time, my mother was like, listen, you have to, buckle down in Cape, because you're going up to UE.
Yeah.
Yeah, how it worked out for me to come to school here was really just a miracle, really. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to happen.
Why? Why you said that? Because of the obstacles and everything.
Well, first off, I did SATs,
Yeah.
but all right. So the summer 2019, so that's before like going into grade what 13. So going into grade 13, after I finished grade 12 and I'm doing summer now, I never planned to go to school over here. My mind is on UA. So then, um, it getting closer to time and August come now, and summer is wrapping up because we have to start school in September. So August come, and I said there's a girl who goes to my school who went to high school with me, who went to USF because she recently graduated. Her name's Kiana. So I saw her post on Instagram of being on campus, and I was like, this college is really nice. And I was looking at the website and everything, and I looked at their requirements. I was like, SATs, in Jamaica to do the SATs, to study for it, and to, go to classes for it is a lot of money. Some people do it. And August is pretty late because I believe the next exam after August is October. I went to my mother. I'm like, Mommy, I want to do SATs. And she said to me, you have SATs money? She said, do you know how expensive the classes are? Because she was looking into sending me to AIM. So she was like, do you know how expensive the classes are? I'm like, I know, but I want to do it. And she's like, tell you what, if I buy you the textbooks on Amazon, because they have SAT study books.
Yeah.
If I buy you the books on Amazon, will you, use the books and use like online resources to practice? I'm like, yes, mommy, yes, I'll do it. And that same day, she paid for me to do the exam. She went on to college board and she paid for me to do it. And from there, I just took the books as soon as they came and I started to study. And I did everything on my own. I used Khan Academy, I used YouTube, I used the little book, one of them lost. I don't know where they. I lent it to somebody. I think
Yeah.
I can never give me back. But yeah, and I remember when I was speaking to people at school, I was like, I'm doing SATs, and like, who are you doing it with? I'm like, by myself. They're like, you're crazy, especially because of short timing too, because August, September, October, 2 months. So, and then because in Jamaica we do a different exam, we follow the British system with Cape, A levels, this, that's, and the third. So I was doing that in school, and every break I got, I was in my SAT book. I did the October exam. I don't remember my score, but I wanted a better score. So I did the December exam well. Yeah. I don't remember my scores because that was a long time ago. But I did both exams and I not registered, but I applied for the different colleges I went to my guidance counselor. She waived all the fees, the college application fees, because I was not gonna pay no $30, $50, no. So she waived all the fees. So I I got my stuff with $0. I used to save up my lunch money and pay for my transcripts to be copied and sent off because each school required a different one. Paid for my CAPE grades and my CSET grades to be copied as well. And my mother didn't even know I was doing all these things. I never tell her.
Wow.
I was registering. I was applying to schools on my own. I never asked her for a dime. She gave me lunch money. I used the lunch money and I pay for what I need to pay for.
Sir.
The reason I never tell her still is because I know that without a scholarship, I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to get nobody home. And then again, my mother is the type of person to say, don't count your chicken before them hatch. So it's more likely me to get my hopes up than she. But I never tell her. I did all the applications, write my essays, and then when the results were coming out, no acceptances, and that's when I started to tell her all the scholarships. And I remember, so USF has this system. They have this special scholarship called the Latin American and Caribbean Scholarship. It's for students from Latin America and the Caribbean. And what it does is it gives you a scholarship, and then on top of that, it allows you to pay in-state tuition. So right now, I'm paying the same tuition as Florida residents. So yeah. So on top of the scholarship, you have in-state tuition, which is way, 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 way less than international tuition. So I remember I showed my mother the scholarship, and she was like, "Yes, but that's not everything." So you and I remember literally in June, because I think it was May that I had to pay admission deposit to like keep my place, to say yes, I'm coming. I remember it was June, and I already write up for UA, I accept their offer and everything, UA. And then I remember I was talking to my auntie. She's like, "Do you really want to study what you're choosing to study at UA?" Which was biomedical engineering, but then I switched it to computer science. And she was like, "Do you really want to study computer science?" I'm like, "No, but UA don't really have what I want to do."
Yeah.
She was like, "What other options do you have?" So I was like, the second best option was USF. Also money they gave me, and then I was also considering Howard, but USF kind of topped them in terms of money offering. So literally a couple days after I had that conversation with her, I got a second scholarship offer from USF. So they emailed me saying, we have reviewed your grades, your transcript, your documents, this, that, and we have decided to give you a second award for your achievements in high school. Okay. And I run to show my mother, and she was like, "No, we're talking. I can work with this."
Oh my God.
Mind you, this is June, so we're past the admission deposit thing. So I went on the website. I was like, "They're not gonna allow me to pay the admission deposit, because it's too late."
Yeah.
Lo and behold, it was open. I pay. Who pay quick? I pay quick. And yeah, that's how I got here. If I never get a second scholarship offer, you would see me arguing.
Oh. Well, I don't wrong you in your decision, because yes, it is good to get your tertiary education in the country that you grow up, but if they don't have it, what are you supposed to do? Like, you have to seek something else. And I'm really happy that you got through, because that is amazing. Wow.
You.
Yes.
It's a much longer story, but I condensed it as much as I possibly could.
Okay. All right. Nice.
But yeah.
So, the next question is, how did you come about picking your program? How did you come about you wanting to do forensic science? And
all right. So start at the beginning. In grade 10,
yeah.
in grade 10, my favorite subjects were biology, math, and mathematics. So I went on Google after school and I said, "What field does biology and mathematics? What field combines the two?" And at the top of the list was biomedical engineering. And I was like, "Okay, that's what I'll do." And then I went around telling everybody that I was going to study biomedical engineering and I wanted to be a biomedical engineer. I barely understood what it was. And then I researched it and I was like, okay, cool. And up until grade 13, that is what I was set to do. Because all the colleges I applied to, that's the major I chose, except Howard, because they only have a biology program. They don't have biomedical sciences. So I applied with biomedical sciences, and literally after getting all my applications, all my acceptances, and I was literally at home during like Mayish, June-ish, somewhere thereabouts, and I was sitting down and I was like, how am I going to do biomedical engineering when I hate physics so much? I'm like, that makes no sense whatsoever. I despise physics with all my heart. I used to sit in physics class and just wait, just watch the clock for it to be done.
Who taught you physics again? You were in my classes?
Yes, I had grade Miss Watson for grade 12 and Miss Prabhakar for grade 13.
We were in the same classes then.
In the same classes. I was about to say that syllabus and I wasn't sure because high school is older to me. So I remember enough things. But yes, we were in the same class. I used to just sit and watch. I mean, Miss Prabhakar did. Both teachers actually made physics much easier to bear.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this. I was like, engineering requires a lot of physics. I was like, there's no way I'm doing this. So I emailed Yui. Nice letter. I formulated, type it up real nice. I was like, hello, my name is Imani. I know I accepted your biomedical engineering offer. However, I further considered it because you know how you don't allow you to apply to one thing. It's like 3 or 4.
Which just, I don't know, it just feel like a setup when they do it like that.
Let me say, the odds of you getting into that one, you know, so have backups. I low-key was glad that they did that though, because however, they never allowed me to switch. I was like, I would really like to do computer science. And they were like, the email I got back from them was like, well, I'm sorry, but UA is really full. So you would have to do the first year of biomedical engineering, and then you would have to transfer over into computer science. I was like, huh? I was like, you talking to me?
And then one try lick my weed too. You say you can't trick me, can't catch me.
Girl, I was like, a lie, you're telling. And then on top of that, engineering's tuition was so expensive, quoted in US dollars. I was like, no, girl, no, sir,
Listen,
no, man.
they're charging the amount for starter homes, and not even what? Are you mad? Why should a degree cost the same as a starter home? Like, but I digress.
The degree, biomedical engineering, I don't think it's probably accredited now, but at the time it wasn't yet accredited. It was going through the accreditation process. Yeah. So that wasn't sitting well with me because I would have to do like what? Then again, I think the first year is like everybody do the same things.
Yeah.
I think that's why they said do the first year in biomedical and then transfer over to computer science. Yeah. I guess they expected some people to drop out of the program or what. I don't know what their thought process was.
That is exactly what it is.
But I wasn't gonna do that, girl. I had the phone call with my auntie. She's like, do you really want to study computer science? I was like, no, it's just my second option because I don't want to do engineering for sure. And then she's like, tell me, what do you want to do? What do you enjoy? So I was like, I enjoy biology, I enjoy lab work and stuff like that. And she was like, why not be a researcher? And then she had a friend who had a daughter who was studying chemical engineering and for the same reasons as me, like not liking physics. She transferred over to sciences. That wasn't engineering. I don't remember, but it wasn't biomedical sciences. So her mother was talking to me. She's like, it's okay to switch, you know, it doesn't make sense to study something you don't want to do. That's wasting money and wasting your time, and then you're gonna be unhappy. So, and then my auntie made me talk to somebody who does study computer science, and the lady was like, girl, don't do it. If you don't love it, don't do it. She says it's a very unforgiving field. She says sometimes you'll spend hours and hours writing up a code, and then there's just like one thing off, like a full stop or a colon or something. And she said you'll spend like nights upon nights trying to correct it when it's just a simple mistake. And she said she sacrificed a lot of family time. I don't know if it's because of the who like her employer. I don't know if it's circumstantial, you know, with your employer and whatnot. But she said don't do it. So I said, okay, cool, I'm not doing that. So I looked if UWI had biomedical sciences and they didn't. So I said that to my auntie and she's like, what's your second option? USF. So in my first semester of USF, I was thinking to myself, yeah, researching, that's what I was gonna do. I was with that. So my auntie has a tenant. So she said to me, hey, like, what's your plan for university? What are you studying? Because I did my first year online, right? So I was still in Jamaica. She's like, what's your plan for university? What are you studying? So I was like, oh, I'm studying biomedical sciences. I hope to go into research. And she was like, don't do it. I was like, what? She's like, that's what I did, and I didn't like it, so I went to medicine. So she's a doctor now. So I asked her why. She said researching is very boring. She says you'll spend a lot of time trying to find answers for certain things. She said up till now, she said there's some people in the field who are studying and researching on one thing for like 10 years. Yeah, right. I was like, I get bored easily. I'm very hands-on. I want to be learning and doing new things all the time. So I said to her, okay, cool. So I was like, what else am I interested in? Because I didn't want to do researching and, I wanted to do something more hands-on. So I don't know about you, but I'm very, very like obsessed with true crime and those documentaries.
Yeah.
So I was like, forensics, that sounds like a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Because you're still doing lab work.
Mm-hmm.
You get to do all the, lab stuff. However, crime is happening every day. You have a different crime scene to analyze and test and, every day. So I was like, that sounds like something I would absolutely love to do. So I told my family, they're like, yeah, that sounds like you. I had already started my program at USF. I looked into changing my major. However, they didn't offer forensic science at USF Tampa. So I just picked up criminology as a second major because it's the closest to forensics. And I'm double majoring now. So that's how I got to my double major. So after I graduate, I hope to get a master in forensics.
Nice. So it's basically your interest in analyzing and processing of crime scenes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has their niche. Everybody has their niche. So nobody make you feel no way, girl, because that is what you like. People do whatever they like. So the next question is, who are you most nervous about going to the US to study?
Probably just starting over.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was ready to leave.
Yeah.
Just growing up, I wanted to study in the US. It just wasn't feasible because of money.
Yeah.
But starting over, having new friends, building a new community, that was honestly what I was most nervous about, and that has been the hardest thing with coming to the US. I mean, now that I'm here for almost a year, it's easier now. I have friends, but during the first few months, and worse, COVID was still a thing. I had on my mask. I go to the class, and my classes were big.
Yeah.
I go to my class and I go home. I go to my I never mix and mingle with anybody. So that was the hardest part. And then moving into a student apartment with like people who I didn't know, that was also a big thing for me.
Oh.
Luckily though, my roommates are the sweetest people on the planet. It's such a diverse apartment that I'm living in because initially, so there was this whole fiasco with moving into. So when I went to the apartment to move in, they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, somebody took your room." I was like, "What?" Make it make sense. But I'm not racist. I mean, Black people can't be racist. That's what people say. But the first apartment they put me in, where I was supposed to live with 3 Caucasian girls, which I had no problem with. But of course, there's a culture shock there, cultural differences. They're all gonna relate to each other in one thing. Yeah. Then I'm over here trying to relate to them. So I was fine with it though. I was like, okay, try new things, meet new people. But my mother, on the other hand, she was like, say, I really would have preferred if you were rooming with Black people. I was like, Mom, don't say that. But she had her reasons. She doesn't have anything against them either. But it's just to make it an easier transition, because going to the US is one thing, but not having people with similar experiences to you and people understand you more is a different thing. So that happened. They gave away my room. They put me in like 3 different rooms before I found they gave me the right room. It was chaos.
Wow.
But my moving day was supposed to be Saturday, and I never moved in until Monday because of the chaos of trying to find me a room. But eventually, they found me a room, and my roommates now, as I said, it's very diverse. One of my roommates have since moved out, and I got a different roommate. But the original roommates, it was me, as a Afro-Caribbean from Jamaica, Black person from Jamaica. And then I had an African-American, she was from Texas. So that's a different cultural experience where Black, but she has those Southern roots. And then I had a Chilean friend, she's Hispanic, yes, but she kind of grew up in Florida with Chilean parents. So there's the Hispanic aspect as well. And everybody would know me. Say I love Spanish bad. I'm Hispanic in my mind. There was her. And then I had a Caucasian roommate who since moved out, and she was the sweetest thing ever. She was from Ohio. So it was a diverse room. And she has since moved out because she had to go back. So she left university and everything. And then my new roommate now is she grew up in Florida, but she was born in Vietnam. Yeah.
Wow.
She was born in Vietnam, so I'm being exposed to these different cultures and different people. So that's absolutely exciting to me, and I think everything worked out for my good. Even though it was chaotic with them taking me out of my room and everything, I ended up, being in a more comfortable environment because you have different cultures. Everybody's trying to understand everyone, and we really clicked. I love it.
Okay, nice. Okay, so and you said your program is 3 years.
All right, so it's 4 years, but because of CAPE, so the credits I got credits from CAPE. So CAPE basically knocked out an entire year of college for me. Yeah, so it reduced my program from 4 years to 3 years.
Okay, nice. Okay.